Okay, solo lanes blinded here into Callista. Interesting. Okay, we've been seeing more Zac top. Varus falls pretty far down. No Ashban yet. Blitzcrank implies an Ashban. Yep, there's the Ashban. Niski back on to Silas. Yep, some pretty good ults to steal, especially with Maokai getting picked. Silas super good. And Nautilus. Braum?
I really like this. I think several melee champions, which means Braum can get a lot of value out of spreading his conclusive stacks around. You can try and play for free as well. You got interrupt there for the Zac as he tries to jump in. So
that interrupt is going to be pretty hard to actually execute, though. We'll see if Kaiser can actually do it. Braum seems a little difficult. Tuna sounds good. Yeah, I know. My tuna salad sandwich, of course, with mayonnaise. I diced up some dill pickles, so it's like pickle relish, red onions, celery, mayonnaise, salt, pepper. Threw some pickle juice in here. It's pretty good. Whole wheat bread.
Not only they're domestic champions here as well, but in NA, the lesser region, of course. I'm here in the LEC, I'll say that now. I think that's okay to say. If not, come at me. You guys are so far away, it doesn't matter.
They did just kind of beat us with it.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a new year.
Have I tried the no brand gorgonzola soft corn ones? I have not.
Two inter-regional champions. The fact that
lots of good Korean chips, though.
Here today is sad, and I think we need to reflect on that because to start off the game, there has been...
Add bacon bits? Yeah, that would be good. I don't have any bacon bits now. I didn't fry up any, like, dice any bacon and fry it up. Oh, my God. Get me out. Get me out! Well, I see some level 1 shenanigans with Braum. Always fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how these two teams are going to face off. For Heretics, I do want to see a little bit more of a calmer and controlled game. When we look back to the first game of their...
Are we face-checking a Braum at level 1? That seems like a bad idea.
Solo killing Wonder. Flack could end up taking a poor reset timer, so he falls 20 CS behind, and it felt like there was just no way for them to really get to grips in that game. And I think this is where you kind of have that opportunity to go, right, a huge amount of what SK want to do is snowball through early skirmishing.
Okay. Are we face-checking a Braum? We are. That's 3 versus 2. Oh, my God. Oh. So this has become a more... This has become a more common tactic, guys, which is mid laner tries to fight bottom level 1 and arrives to lane late, but you sometimes get a kill. Showmaker did this with Silas in D+ versus Gen G, got first blood and kind of snowballed really hard because Silas can be very, very good at level 1. And this is a very bad... By the way, guys, this is a very bad level 1 from Heretics. This is a very bad level 1. So you're so just... Like, they know your jungler's topside. Like, both junglers see each other, right? So you don't know, by the way, that Nautilus Varus is not in here. Right? You don't know that. Braum actually walks up and wards here.
This is where you kind of have that opportunity.
Where's the ward go down?
A huge amount of what SK want to do.
Whose ward is that? Oh, okay, that's Braum's ward, right? Braum ward's there. They don't see Silas. And set ourselves up for success and already look. And you just face checking this. Like, I get you that you have a level 1 Braum, which is very strong. But they are going to be jockeying for control of the bot wave very early on. And especially when you're on red side, like, this is a possibility, especially with Silas at level 1 if you don't see him. So this is actually really sloppy, I think, in the current meta by Heretics. Like, you get 2 flashes out in exchange for an ignite, and you get a kill. Unfortunately, it goes on to DOS, but, you know, this is actually just a fucking appalling level 1.
first kill, flash burnt on both Kaiser and Flacket. Plus,
Like,
the push on this.
You have to expect that that's coming. I mean, how many games around the world have we seen where blue side is trying to control red side tri-brush early to get control of the wave and to get a favorable trade at level 1? And like I said, this has been done, particularly with Silas already in the LCK. That's super bad, guys. Like, what the fuck?
It's a good ward considering that both
Like,
those flashes
that's
are
just
down on the
basic.
invade. So further to your point, Dagda, options now created. Isma going in deep.
I want to say I've been watching your YouTube content for nearly 10 years. Oh, thank you, man. Analog bot. You may or may not be an actual human. You may be a bot, but thank you.
He didn't actually finish those, but he is also too spotted on a ward from SK.
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there slowly. Back into the content creation game.
That they have set up. You're going to spot on this board here, if I can get my buttons working, that you're not going to get the move towards Mecca on the bottom side. So it'll be irrelevant who wants to try and crash that wave on top to make sure he's not going to cause issues for himself with Yanko's moving up towards that top side. You can see already just very quickly trying to get that wave crashed in so that then Yanko's can try and visit, but may not have managed this.
Let's see, level 3 now picked up.
Degon solo queue streams or something. I don't know why he does that to himself, guys. I don't know why he does that to himself. Flash. Yanko still gets W. Nice stun. Well played by Irrelevant, actually. That was actually very well played.
Irrelevant survives, and that was a flash burnt for a ghost and a flash from Yankos.
Yeah, both burnt, but still Irrelevant. Won't be able to get that.
What are LFN followers called? Crewmates? I don't know. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is DOS taking turret shots? Why is he taking a turret shot? He literally just walks in before the wave. Okay. Then he has to use shield. Flashes in. Why are we diving? Oh, just take the W. Guys, you're like, you got the kill earlier. Why are we taking free turret shots? I mean, he just gets stunned under the tower, right? He just gets stunned and he flashes to engage. Right? He flashes to engage. So he doesn't have any kind of flash to escape. He committed himself to death at that point, but they thought they could trade for Flackid. It seems really, really fucking hard to dive the Braum Varus, especially when they still have heal up.
I mean, sorry, Isma was here off the back of it, but like they go in, they get Isma on the play. Isma dies, Flacket goes down as well. I don't know. That was messy stuff from SK. And as you say, like trying to dive the Braum.
Especially with two melees.
I got completely off guard by that one. I didn't expect to try and go for it. Yeah.
I thought our levels are down, no problem. But Flack
here off the back of it, but like they go in, they get Isma.
Yeah, of course they wanted Varus to miss the wave. Of course they did.
Flacket goes down as well.
Of course they did.
I don't know. That was
but like,
messy stuff from SK.
You can actually just bait out TP there and then just walk away.
As you say, like trying to dive the Braum was just an absolute mess. I was caught completely off guard by that one. I didn't expect to try and go for it. Yeah.
Early rend. Where's his rend? Yep. He rended one auto early too. That could have been a kill. At least they would have killed him in that case.
Now gets teleported on by Perks. They can't finish the job. But diving a Braum, as soon as the concussive blows come out, you better run.
And there was no need to try and go for that progressive play. You could have brought Isma down if you wanted to look for that, but I mean, sorry, Isma was here.
DOS took a free turret shot too, which is a big problem.
They get Isma.
Because if you look at this right now, DOS could have taken one more turret shot, probably, right? Antiqua's to Nitrous 3, thank you.
Isma dies. Flaka goes down as well.
He gets a
It's
double.
like, I don't know. That was messy stuff from SK. And as you say, like trying to dive the Braum was just an absolute mess. I was caught completely off guard by that one. I didn't expect to try and go for it. Yeah.
I thought our levels are down, no problem. But Flaka, excuse me, Kaiser.
You afraid to tell me these aren't bangers? Well,
All aboard the Korean hype train.
does it also mean turrets start ramping too? No, because it attacked a minion afterwards. Laughing Goot. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. You're afraid to tell me these aren't bangers? Well, guys, we don't have bangers this week. This is Raccoon Week. Raccoon Week on Monty's channel. The raccoons are going to be fat and happy on all the trash. But guys, we only have so many games to review. LEC and LCS are the only leagues running.
They've literally got 4 legs now. I don't know how.
But the problem is that
So by definition, these are the best games available. You may not like it, but this is what bangers look like this week.
DOS has no flash, and the wave is crashing into them. So I'd be surprised they try and look for any sort of like return gank onto the spot side where you try and dive a DOS and Exekick. But the lack of control now that Exekick and DOS have in this bottom side is going to hurt SK in the long run.
Yeah, giving Jankos a new angle. Isma now trying to trade cross parts of the map as well. Perks is here, but he has a
This is what peak League of Legends looks like. Yes, in the week of February 10th on Lunar New Year, this is what peak League of Legends looks like. You may not like it, guys, but this is peak League of Legends.
Abscond abduct, he has to flash in the end, he's poked out. Isma can't finish the job. Great timing from Isma. The soldier went down, and Perks didn't have a way out.
Pings are going down onto Isma though. They want to see if they can get on towards Jankos, but bot lane has that push, so should be able to find a get out here.
There's
Maybe
4
not.
members coming down. He's just tagged out, and Flacken and Kaiser are like, no way are we touching that. A free.
They want to see
Abduct, he has to flash in the end. He's poked
What is
out.
Jankos
Isma
doing?
can't finish the job. Great timing from him as well.
the lack of control now that Exekick and DOS have in this bottom side is going to hurt SK.
Yanko's just going for a wee counter jungle.
Isma now trying to trade cross parts of the map as well. Perks is here, but he has a shifting sands available, but he just put a soldier down. Abscond abduct, he
What
has
is he
to flash
doing?
in the end. He's poked out. Isma can't
Okay,
finish the
so
job.
he can't move his soldiers, so he has to flash. Then Yankos is doing Raptors, and he just gets collapsed on.
Bot lane has that push, so should be
Uh-huh.
able to get out here.
There's
Mhm.
down. He's just tagged out, and Flacken and Kaiser are like, no way are we touching that. A free rend. This is
Oh,
messy,
that's free.
Messy, messy. My apartment's cleaner than this.
Yeah, the fact that you don't have, I thought you had a bit more push on that bot side. Maybe Kaiser and Flacky can get into zone Exekick and DOS. off.
Wonder also down 20
Yeah,
CS.
just sticking around that bit too long. Yes, you got a lot of vision, but you don't get the Raptors and ends up paying his life for the red buff and passing it off to Exekick as well. So now, despite the 2 kills you have in this bot side, if you end up with some of this red buff stacking in onto Flackid, you can chase down that bot lane for Exekick and DOS.
Let's just quickly take stock of the game, because I feel like we are just going round a little bit of a...
Don't worry, it's going to get better. What's your definition of better?
on the bot side, but at the end of the day, yeah, merry-go-round. There we go. Tagged obviously.
Why is Zach in pro play? Strong engage. He got buffed. AP in the top lane.
Protect their assets, because look at where the wave stage is slowly pushing up.
I mean, tanky as fuck. Heals a ton now off of his ult. Yeah, Broken Blade fucking was so good on him.
Dots pulls in, but Flacken gets his 3rd kill. We continue to fight over this bottom side, and there's no point taking stock.
It does get better because it ends. No!
Gets his 3rd kill. We continue to fight over this bottom side, and there's no point taking stock.
He tries to use the level 6 advantage, but he just misses. Yep. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't end up connecting. They're connecting Niski, trying to use the fact that he had that.
Did look weird that it didn't connect, to be
I
fair.
mean that Isma, with that mid control, can start to move up towards this these void grubs, and there's not really any sort of response here for Jankos, as he's just going to try and go up towards his top side and collect it. But good amount of vision control on this top side in favor of SK, so if he starts to move over towards that red buff, he should be spotted here.
I think I have time to do what I was going to do before. As Jankos, as you said, clearing upwards, Isma taking grubs. Something that you, Mark, and I think it was also Gouldborg yesterday talking a little bit about. First grub, remember, 150 EXP, it's a lot. And Isma's already up in the jungle matchup too, as he takes the other 275. starts off with 3 grubs for SK. That is a big thing. Even though we're getting the seesaw down bot side, it still consistently comes out with a CS lead for Exakick, who still has a kill. A CS lead mid.
49ers better win tomorrow, guys, or I'm going to be pissed. I can't live with the Chiefs winning.
Still end up being in a rather comfortable position.
Yeah, I will say though, Flacken having 3 kills and a gold lead is not the best.
It's an issue on the other side, isn't it? Yeah.
So there is still a good amount here for Heretics, and the thing is, right, like, you definitely want to try and snowball this as SK to play for getting advantages on Niski, which they have done, and getting advantages in towards, hey, we want to look for skirmishes, but like
the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl with this receiving core is just the darkest timeline for me as a Broncos fan, because at that point you just know there's never going to be any winning for the Broncos ever for like 20 years. It's already so sad that they beat the Bills and the Ravens, man. So sad.
Okay, cool, I'm going to take that time instead to cement that lead on bot side, make sure that they're in a good spot.
So you can have an extra day off work. How do you get an extra day off work if the Chiefs win? Are you in Kansas City and that's what your boss said? Is everybody's going to be so wasted that you need a hangover day?
A little bit too. Xkick and DOS have a rend available. Yankos comes in with the steal. Dredgeline back on him for the re-engage. We mess it up again as Niski with the abscond of Duct slows it down. Almost went back in.
You chose Trubisky over him. Man, why can't he just be in the NFC North instead of the AFC West? Fuck you, Bears. Fuck you, Bears. He could have not been in the AFC West. To be fair, if he had been drafted by the Bears, he probably would have just been ruined.
So we're just going to take it slow, make sure that we're just not falling far behind, and then play for this kite back composition that we've set up for ourselves.
Listen to your Dagda. He says take it slow. That's what Team Heretics want to do. On the bottom side, SK keep trying to speed the game up. I like that point because it kind of situates where SK...
Pretty late first Drake here for a Callista team. This might actually be not great for SK. They will get this uncontested at the very least.
If they're at gold or ahead, it is abrasive, abusive, unloving, uncaring, divisive. Think of another word, Dagda. Come on, the dictionary's out as we get a dragon down in the meantime.
I was just enjoying you going through the whole thesaurus there, you know?
Yeah.
Sure, you had all your
words
up
that my brain somehow knows, but it doesn't get any further than that. Oh, it's a gold grab. It gets us off this topic and straight into a new one. Perks in. Ulti back. Okay. All right.
What? What's the Maokai ult doing?
Well, just showing that they can do it. You know?
What is this? What is... My eyes. My eyes. My fucking eyes. He doesn't even have flash. I think he miscalculated when his flash timer would be up, guys. I think that's what's going on.
Ulti back. Okay. All right. Well, there's ulti back.
I think he miscalculated when his flash would be up. That's my guess. Because it's like almost up. And I think he wanted to flash push him into Maokai ult. I think the play here, because if you look at this, look how close his flash is to being up. So I think this is a punish because Niski used his flash when he hit 6. And what's supposed to happen here is he's supposed to flash here, push him back, and then Maokai ult comes this way and they kill him. But I think you can see this tiny little sliver here. He just fucked up when his flash would be up, and then he just like pressed R out of frustration. Dagda, flame them!
That they can do it. You know? You want to do it again?
Yeah, all right. I mean, kind of missing now your timer because it's like, well, flash is going to be back up for Niski. Won't be able to TP back immediately, but you can probably have...
So I do think there was actually a reason Perks did that. I think they just fucked up the flash timer.
Or something, but like you still have a little bit of time before that, so you should be able to get back here.
Dos has flash. Dos has flash.
Yankos is just dead. Remember, he has no ult. Why is he counter jungling?
Team Heretics flash with the depth charge. Here comes the dredge line. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Bot together's good. Irrelevant somehow taken all the way to Asgard. He gets out with a slither of health. Good
To Asgard?
timing.
I don't even know what that reference is. Am I not under? Look, why would he be taken to the home of? Did he mean Isengard? Like they're taking the hobbits to Isengard? Because Asgard is the home of the Norse gods, and I don't know why he would go to Asgard. Rainbow Bridge. Well, Cassante's gay, so is this like saying Cassante's the Rainbow Bridge? Is Cassante Bifrost?
Do you want to talk about what Jankos is doing or what?
I mean, Jankos just got him working. He was like, look,
And then Valhalla. Valhalla is in Asgard, guys. Valhalla is in Asgard.
let's try and go for an invade and use the fact we have mid push, but Perks didn't shove in mid, wasn't moving across the
Cassante Norse god. Well, as we know, guys, as we know from Marvel,
Now again, Perks taking the damage.
you know, modern Asgard's very diverse. You know, Heimdall. So maybe Cassante too. I don't know.
When you're in these ranged matchups, the Q to help you push and also be able to poke down in response. But Niski trying to see if he can stop the backs. Scott Doss is here, but may not want to be here.
Marvel is not canon. Marvel is not Norse mythology canon, guys.
Just gotta make sure they can keep Perks at bay, so now they can move in towards their tower.
Do you remember when I had that moment where I'm like, man, what if Doss starts linking up with this Niski in this aggressive time? I think so far we've seen that topside play, roaming around.
I think he meant Isengard. Like, I think it was they're taking out the hobbits to Isengard reference. That's my best
I
guess.
think kind of caught Team Heretics off guard.
It's actually hilarious, though.
Speaking of which, 2K gold lead, by the way, for SK in this early game. As we gear up for the Dragon, not now, 2 minutes 30 to go. Team Heretics positioning aggressively like it was up.
Yeah, I think there's a massive advantage here for SK, just in the fact that Niski's been having a fantastic time in mid. He's got the push.
Dude, I read American Gods. That book is fucking terrible. Holy moly. I actually really dislike Neil Gaiman. I tried rereading Sandman because I remember liking it in college when the TV show came out, and I was like, this is much worse than I remember it. Also, American Gods, like, the main character being named Shadow, the main character is so bad. Blech.
So SK have a very clear way of how they want to try and play this game. I think a huge amount of this is going to be on Jankos to try and slow down that pace and make sure that there's not an opportunity for SK to go for things like Rift Herald or like...
Yeah, Dagda Hysterics is great. They're great together. Not throwing shade, I just thought it was a funny reference. All right. Nice job by Niski. Okay. Okay, it's free.
I think a huge amount of this is going to be on Jankos to try and slow down that pace and make sure that there's not an opportunity for SK to go for things like Rift Herald or like find picks beforehand.
I mean, where is Jankos when you need him right now? Opposite side of the map, depth charge there. Flacker gets over the wall, but Chains of Corruption going to fly.
It's a nice CC chain between Nautil Assault and Chains of Corruption. It's played well.
Destroy! Flack it in one smooth move. SK won't let that pace slow down. Dagger, they're going to keep on going.
I mean, Niski did say in the Euphoria he would never lose to Heretics because he thought some of the players were washed. And Niski's kind of showing up big here for SK. Getting control on that bot side. Great timing on waiting for that ultimate as well from the Nautilus to hit because he had the Chains of Corruption but was like, cool, I can just follow with my own Abscond Abduct, then get the chains down, make sure the Black isn't able to move it. It was literally nothing to do.
Level-looted Heretic. I actually don't know how to say your name. Bezos Bucks for bangers. Thank you. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Always appreciate your support. How are LPL and LCK looking? Top heavy? I mean, LCK I would say is more entertaining than last year, especially because Africa Freaks are turning out to be better than expected. So that's made it much more interesting than last summer. As far as LPL goes, like, it's still kind of a fiesta. We're waiting for it to settle down. BLG looks good. Top looks good. Everybody else, like, kind of shaky. Even top kind of shaky.
And you're in a great spot, so really nice play here. I'm curious to see though. If I'm SK, I don't play for Dragon. I actually play for the Rift Herald on this one. I want to go. Hey, look, Dragon's cool, but it's one Cloud Dragon that could go across the Heretics. Cracking mid lane tower is significantly stronger for us, so I'm not surprised to see them rotate Execution and Dosting towards mid so they can lean towards that, but they don't have the pressure on bot side because Flack is slowed.
I'll talk about this soon. I was gonna release my power rankings earlier, guys, but I realized, and this is true, if I put G2 on there and they lose on Monday, then I'm gonna look really stupid. So in order not to look stupid, I'm gonna wait till the G2 BDS game finishes, and then I'm gonna make them. That because there's no LPL and LCK is gonna be going this week, I can without LPL going until the next week, I can actually look smart for the longest possible period of time before people forget, and then one of those teams gets upset, and then people won't call me dumb. So there you go.
It buys time. Team Heretics using a bit themselves. That Flacket ulti. Maybe it makes a difference to start up this Dragon, considering how strong SK actually are.
Isma is low, though. Don't think Heretics want to try and commit to this. I wasn't sure with the health that you saw in Isma and also...
Oh, Sunday. Whenever it is, guys. Hey, Quack the Duck. Some of us live in the future, and it's Monday for me. Okay?
Yeah.
Just because you live in the past, like a troglodyte, I live in the future.
I think you'll get a reset in towards going for one of these objectives again. But if I'm Jankos, I wouldn't be surprised to see him try and play off the fact, because you can know that SK, well, they haven't done it yet, right? Because you haven't got that sound that went off. So maybe you look with perks to go up towards Irrelevant. If you can get a pick there, maybe you can look for the Rift Herald as well off the back of it. Although Irrelevant's teleport is just about to be up, so maybe they feel like they're just going to wait for...
You're going to be a Trog too when you come back. Yeah, that's true. But right now, I'm not. You are the Trogs.
You're telling me 5 moves ahead of the play right now. I'm trying to keep up at this point.
I'm in Korea right now for the time being.
The setup's been so important for Team Heretics.
Troglodyte is not even the worst thing a streamer has called me today. Really? What were you called today? Do you need some... Do you need to vent a little bit there, Last Archangel?
Now moving up as a 3-man unit to potentially get to this top
You see that man's haircut? Monty's aerodynamic as fuck. He lives in the future like Superman. That's right. Getting a 0 fade on the sides in the winter. Sure way to make my head cold when I go outside. Do you visit the LCK studio? No. Technically, I don't know if I'm banned or not. Technically, I don't know. It's possible that I am.
It's kind of stagnated now. And now Iski
in a 1v2, but Silas, wow, that was chains of corruption damage. Just an R.
But with 2 people now on bot side for Flacket and Kaiser, Heretics are just going to go, right, we can try and get control established on bot side, but I like this. They know Isma's on.
Are they that petty? Oh, yes, of course they are.
They're just moving down here to
of course they are.
Doss going to spot out Jankos now.
Yep.
I mean, Riot is the pettiest ever. They are the maximum amount of petty you can be.
I think Niski should just back away from this.
Super Avery, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Also, I just have no reason to go. I don't want to go. I don't, it's far away from me. It's not worth going.
He almost has it up and available. 5 seconds, you can see a little red timer there. So Team Heretics have to be careful. It's a nature's grasp. It's Flacket's ulti probably up soon and available as well from that cooldown. Niski trying to threaten as well. Flacket takes
It's me, MonteCristo's brother, Monte Carlo.
And when you look at him,
would you like to gamble inside me?
One of his favorites, Silas. That's why the cameraman stuck down there. He's like, maybe this guy's going to try and 1v3 because you could see it happening.
I mean, at that stage, it wasn't even 1v3. You can see Doss was hovering in the wings after moving down off of that mid wave. You got Isma who's moving down to cover as well. X-Kick moved back.
Maybe I should just grow. Maybe I should just grow a goatee, and then make a YouTube video of me pretending to be Monte Carlo and going to the LCK studio.
For Isma, I wouldn't be surprised to see that plonk down in mid lane as X-Kick comes back out of base. You got the opportunity then if you overcommit.
4 horsemen and 4 play, the highlights of my work week lunches. Oh, good. Glad we could provide entertainment for you.
Again, running out of options. I know we talked about waiting, buying time, but SK continue pushing the game ahead. 3,000 only at 18 minutes. Yeah, but look at what else is on the board as Dragon spawns in 2 minutes 30. SK don't have a reason to walk down here. Until now, they see the rest of Team Heretics. Niski's like, okay, I'll take it. Ulti's out, but avoided with a quick little armor guard, but running through. There's a perks kill. And until buying time, but SK continue pushing the game ahead. 3,000 only at 18 minutes. Yeah, but look at what else is on the board. As Dragon spawns in 2 minutes 30, SK don't have a...
They just don't have anybody topside?
Until now.
We just have 1 million people in this brush for heretics? Why? There's not even an objective over here to take.
And Team Heretics find themselves someone out in rotation, and the game suddenly gets a little...
Like, you can just use Herald mid lane. Now, I was going to say, yeah, you just use Herald mid. It's just fucking free? Why did they assign so many people to bot side? What the fuck, man? Now you have to go catch top wave. Like, here's why this doesn't make sense, guys. And here's why Niski dies. He doesn't expect there to be a gangbang in this bush because this lane is pushing right now. There's 2 Drakes already. There's a little under 2 minutes. And what's going to happen is that they have to go up into this side in order to deal with this. Meanwhile, they can actually just clear out this vision of this entire side and take Dragon. But you already traded 1 turret and a kill for 2 turrets.
From SK on trying to defend the bot tower rather than in just looking to trade quicker on the map and get
You know they have Herald too. Like, this is actually, they lost a lot of waves in the top side.
Him giving a kill over to Perks. This late game is there. This carry that is going to damage out.
So in theory, like, vision control bot side should now go over because they see, look at this, they see everybody top side. So they see Wonder. Wonder does have TP, but they're also going to see the Azir in just a second. Okay, they don't see him yet, but they see him on the ward. Okay, so they see him on the ward right there. And you can push out bot and mid and take Drake. You can't trade this for Baron either.
I will say in the early game it was like a 1.4k gold lead between Niski and Perks. Now there's only about 200, 300 gold between them, which is a vast improvement.
Yeah, I think though this is where you have ways for SK to try and play at the game, but if
why is Yzma top?
Team fights, you're still waiting on like another item and a half, I'd say, for a lot of the members on Heretics before you're massively in control of this game.
Very true.
So that's why I think at the moment, I like the turret down a mid, ton of vision, Silas on these side lanes, but they're doing a good job of holding it.
So now you're pushing back top again. I mean, you have pressure, you have TP. TP has to be used by Perks on the bot side. So now you're down you're down 1 TP. They can push it. SK can push out mid. They just lost. Like, honestly, the knock-on effect is you just lose control of Drake. Like, that is not good.
Team Heretics reposition. They're going to be on a ward as a relevant walks in as well, but you watch Niski on the back end, Actor.
Heretics one front to back.
Can he get Can Niski get Maokai ult? It's going to be the huge question.
This is such a good setup for SK.
Control ward doesn't spot out, but at least
But you guys see how these plays 2 minutes in advance can really affect how the game is played, right? This is a great example of, like, side wave control and, like, decision. Okay, well, he steals it, and now they all die. Oh, my Lord. Jesus. Wait, what? Whoa. How does this work? This looks so bad. Except they just isolate them under the turret, and then they all die. Are you kidding me? Unreal. What? Well, I didn't expect that to happen, guys. I'm going to be honest. Yep, the Azir with all his sand soldiers in the choke. The Azir is doing huge damage to everybody right here. It's actually crazy. Perks does play this super well. Look at that. Credit to Perks, man. That's amazing. I can't believe they won that.
They managed to get access to
massive
Now, guys,
one sent out.
so the mistake here is you just finish the Drake, right? You just finish the Drake.
Excuse me, Yangos, but it won't matter.
If they're going to retreat into the choke point,
Charge in the back line as Irrelevant
just finish the
has
Drake.
been ulted into everyone. Why did Wonder do that? As they bounce up, maybe it turns around. Somehow it turns around.
Really good positioning by Perks, though. Credit to him.
It worked out perfectly.
They managed to get access to SK and dismantle them. So much was used to try and gain access to Flacket, to gain access to Perks. But
It is greedy, though, of SK. Like, we can say that in retrospect now, but it did look crazy that the Zac was ulted in where he could ult on them.
And Flacket does get caught. But now watch. Wonder
Yeah, there's no actual damage to Flathead when he's being CC'd. And he's able to flash the Zac knockup. Gets grabbed.
But you've left Leo. Exekick completely separated. He's not able to get into this fight. Great ultimate from Perks. In this
Perks played that really well.
fight to get Niski into a position he doesn't want to be in. You can see
You don't expect that to happen, to be fair.
resources used to try and get access to this.
I don't really blame SK there.
Get him off.
That was just a crazy fight. Tracking that impossible. I thought they made a great mistake, Dagger. I thought Irrelevant being in the middle.
Yeah,
of
Niski
all
and
the
Exekick did nothing in that fight. Did we ever actually get the damage counter from Perks? I guess we didn't. But I mean, there's a million spears in the Drake. You gotta just go for the Drake, guys. You gotta have to keep your eyes on the prize. Because if you're walking into this with all the sand soldiers in there, like, at this point in time, I think this is the critical moment. Because again, you have to ask yourself, what are your goals? Right? Your goals is simply to stack Ocean Drake, right? This is what you want, and you already have a million spears in it. At the point in time where this guy's in here, the Zac is in position, right? And he's like, oh, I'm actually where I want to be to zone them out. So if he just stays here and ults and runs interference while Niski plays the periphery, then they'll be able just to easily take this Drake and disengage. Now, they clearly think they can win the fight, and I did too, so that's why I say it's a little deceptive. Like, it does really look like a good fight. But I think in retrospect, that's the takeaway there, is we just have to keep our eyes on the prize and just take the Drake.
You can see there, all of the resources used to try and get access to this Varus, and they just couldn't get him off.
That was just
My family is trying to get into Greek mythology at a basic level. I don't know what that means. Define basic. And define family. Are we talking about like a 5-year-old here?
Just set it up perfectly for SK. Perks on the wing. 2 items. Great ulti himself. Now a bounty of 450 gold. Team Heretics with 1 fight and a dragon on top of that. And suddenly they're in a gold lead. That's what we're talking about. For SK, time is not on their side. And already things have started to become more difficult just after watching 1-ace.
Yeah, I mean, it was just great positioning from Heretics to fight back into that corridor so that then they've less opportunities for SK to gain access or come in from multiple angles. And that's where Heretics want to try and find their fight. So for SK, though, I think they still have a decent opportunity to try and get control. So you can see now they pushed out bot, they pushed out top. As long as they can keep mid control, they're actually going to be in an okay spot to keep pressure going with Niski on a side lane. But it is going to get more and more difficult, especially as we start to move forward. And if you can't find the vision that you need or the angles of attack that you need to come in from multiple angles as you set up for a team fight, that's going to favor Heretics. So for SK, I think it's take your time and fight before you hit river rather than after you hit river.
It's going to get harder, as we know. No drag in the meantime. Baron sits there standing, which now has about 8 arms, I believe. Somehow, red buff given over. Team Heretics now move mid. You can see Irrelevant's trying to find an angle over the wall. I mean, this could be huge. Team Heretics are walking towards this. And as they move in the choke, all it takes is Irrelevant to find.
Early high school years, the Mendelbaum translation of Ovid's Metamorphoses.
You can see Irrelevant's trying to find an angle over the wall. I mean,
Technically written in Latin. So but
this could
you
be
know,
huge. Team Heretics are walking towards
technically
this.
Roman
All it
mythology.
takes is Irrelevant to find Flacken and Perks, but with a cute little kitten, they know he's there. Out he goes, and the flank suddenly dismissed.
Yeah, good read from Heretics, because that could have been devastating if you end up with Zach in your backline, and you've got, again, the opportunity for people to come in from mid lane, coming in from River as well to try and get on towards Perks or towards Flacket. So for Heretics, just continue to play this slow, keep your waves pushed out, and just try to avoid any opportunity where SK can get vision control in your jungle, and they can deny you getting access to River for the upcoming Dragon Fight in 2.5 minutes or anything along these lines.
Another one as well from setting out vision. I want to say that SK through this game, their vision control's been pretty superb. Really good tracking so far of Jankos, but more than that, the movements from some of the solo laners. This time around, Team Heretics will be able to clear out some of the aggressive vision that was put down by SK, make their vision line known, and get towards the Baron again. There's a cheeky control ward right in front of the Baron right now by SK, and that's keeping them in the know. The Baron's not being started, but you can say vice versa for Team Heretics holding their own control. So no sneaky Baron, no jump towards it right now. Instead, it feels like we might...
Yeah, for Callista, guys, you want attack speed to stack spears.
Some of these more ingenious angles we talked about before.
Yeah, it gives you more mobility, and it allows you to stack spears faster for rent. That's the primary purpose.
They're trying to consistently go for these sort of plays where it's like, okay, let's see if we can quickly collapse onto mid lane and catch someone out, which can work. But I think you need to get bot lane pushed out fully first. Try and establish vision or push Heretics vision back. Because at the moment, it's too easy for Wunder to just sit here as they split 1-4 because you don't have...
I have not listened to Michael Mann's commentary track on Heat. Sounds interesting. I'm sure Thorin has.
So if you're able to get yourself into a fight and jump on Wunder, the Zac at this point of the game, Wunder is invulnerable. Oh,
Nisky.
hello, Nisky, caught on camera. It is a Sonya's hourglass.
Caught in 4K.
That's a cooldown we have to track now. We're not going to see that on the HUD.
He was seen too by the ward.
I'm sure you all know the Zonya's cooldown at home. I can't think about it on the top of my head. What is it, 120?
I want to say it's 90 seconds.
Okay.
It's 90.
But either way, he won't have it for Dragon, which is the major one. So I think that's where, especially as you're looking to try and dive in onto the backline, it's going to become a bit more of an issue. Push is mid, but again, Nisky starting to roam. He will be caught on vision as he starts to roam towards mid. There was an opportunity, I think, with TP up for him to completely push out this bot side. Maybe it's set up as a slow push. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Which would put pressure onto the tier 2, right as you start to look towards the pressure on towards Baron. And it looks like SK have kind of given up vision control on their bottom side and said, look, Heretics have already established too much here. We're going to try and look for the trade of Dragon for a potential Baron and draw Heretics into these positions where we have flank angles.
But again, their front line built up so much that for Irrelevant to get back there, Flacket has to step up massively. Perks has to be out of position. Maybe now the answer is Abscond, duck, ulti for ulti. They get flung back and he will slide and glide. Oh, Perks. He must have been watching Michael Jackson videos. The moonwalk backwards gets him to safety. And that is a big ulti and a flash from one of their main carries of SK.
Still though, TP will be able to come through here for Nisky, so I don't know if you're going to be able to get particularly much out of it. So you're basically ult for ult in the grand scheme of things. Flash
Watching Michael Jackson videos could have an entirely different meaning.
See, they're not dissuaded here. They know they have better vision here as Perk starts to set up for the Dragon.
I'm not going to make the incredibly inappropriate joke. Jesus. I almost said it, guys, but we won't say it. You can just think it. Because that kid got insert the blank.
Exeking is still hitting this way with Irrelevant, but remember that Isma's walked away. SK are so separated here. Dagda Nisky's got a stolen ulti, but already starts out a little bit crazy. He's at 10k. The Baron now hits.
Irrelevant needs to be in a position where he can go on towards the back.
He's so mature.
Shot in, Nature's grasped us out.
The jokes make themselves, guys. Oh my god.
With a depth chart, it's a bouncing flubber, but it might not matter. SK is still getting hit away as Flacket and Perks rejuvenate.
Nice job by Wonders. Take the Callista out.
It's a bouncing flubber, but it might not matter. SK is still getting hit away as Flacket and Perks rejuvenate, rebirth.
There's just not enough damage here.
Team Heretics are not going to be eliminated today. Jumping in once more.
The Zac hasn't allowed them to get enough damage down, I don't think. Like, they don't have burst. Like, they don't have burst here, so you need a lot of time to get the Callista Spears in. Right? And he keeps taking the Maokai ult, so he goes in. And that's actually, I mean, he doesn't even have an opportunity to ult here. I mean, I think that's the real issue, is that he never ults. That's actually a Nautilus ult that's causing that knockup. You know, he gets chunked out basically immediately. He's engaging with, I mean, he gets hit by Baron down to about 1k HP. There's the Baron auto, right? And he gets hit by Varus Q. And he doesn't even, like, he pulls them in, finishes that animation, but he doesn't actually get his ult off.
Are not going to be eliminated today. Jumping in once more. It's Perks' day.
Yeah, Kallista's, I think, is stronger with comps that are pick comps, right? Because that way you can isolate one target. What was the knockup? It was Nautilus ult.
Key target selection from the Cassante. Tear
and give us hope that Team Heretics are not going to bouncing flubber, but it might not matter.
Go on towards the backline, but he's not.
Oh, maybe he did get it off. Actually, let's take a look. I think he maybe got one attack of it off. Hold on, let's watch him. I could be wrong. He's rooted. He pulls people in. Okay, I think he gets one. I think he gets one hit of it off. I think that's one bounce. Yeah, it was one bounce, guys. He got one bounce. I was wrong. He got one bounce. But the power of Zac is getting multiple bounces off and then picking up the blobs to actually get your health back, right? So the ult has very low value. But also, this build coming in from Niski with Roa into Zhonya's just doesn't do the burst damage that you need. His ult went on cooldown, though, so he did get one bounce off, it looked like. It's a little hard to tell because it's just a clusterfuck. Yeah, I don't know how he got his ult off either. It looked like he was chain CC'd. But I think he got one bounce off. That's what... I have to assume that because his ult went on cooldown. Because he comes in, slams a few of them together, right? Gets the kill onto Jankos, and I think that's the one bounce while he's dying. It's my guess, guys. It went after death animation. It did. This is true. He must have used it, though. And that's the only thing that would cause that knock-up, right? Besides not ult.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But even as we've seen in these choke points, even if you get it down, there's no, like, you need a lot of Kalista ults to deal damage, and she just can't, or I mean autos. And you just don't get very many down in the time frame that you need. There's no AoE, there's no burst. The Silas is like very low damage.
And it just looks so difficult. We know now where this comp is going. We know exactly what Team Heretics is going to do. This is so hard to win out as Slingshot comes out and over the wall, bumped back. Perks says no. No. Irrelevant, you're just going to stay there and die. DOS is going to get tagged down now as well.
What a weird game.
Comes in from the side. I remember this movie. As another kill to ball.
You really wonder what would have happened if they didn't dive that turret and they just smoothly snowballed into the Drakes, or if they didn't fight that one fight that looked good but turned out that they should have just stuck onto the Drake. It's probably a very different game with Ocean Soul. All right, here we go. Another Maokai ult taken by Niski. Backs off just to get maximum CC duration. He doesn't do damage. He's just tickling them with his chains. Look at this.
It's crazy that SK at the start of such a season now getting doored through the front.
Like, he actually gets onto Flacket here, but he doesn't do any damage.
And Niski tries to flank, but Flacket makes short work of that. Perks running in once again, even without the ulti.
This is the least infuriating game. I think Perks had some very good team fights. He's up 5,000 gold now.
Heretics looking good in this one. The fact that you're able to get control of the bot side.
No damage, though. No damage. I mean, I think Kalista can work well with tanks, but you have to play it like a pick comp. I think they just played the comp wrong.